Hello, folks. Welcome to OTD, also known as On the Deck, where you can get all the sports you need in 10 minutes. My name is Adam Arduna. This is my mom, Gina.
He's a journalist.
He's the enthusiast.
I'm always enthusiastic when we get to talk about college football. I just love sports. I mean, that's why I am an enthusiast. Sure. It doesn't mean I'm a pro. It doesn't mean I know what I'm talking about, but I just love it.
Well,
so there you go.
College football is really awesome. We are right now just excited because all of these games right now mean
everything.
They mean absolutely everything. These are basically games that will set you up for postseason play. And now you're really in the heart of your conference play. All of these games matter now. You've got to play your best football. You don't really get any gimmies at this point.
Well, and the college football top 4 rankings are going to come out for the first go-around. Will be this weekend. Right. So people are ranked. People who are one-loss teams or no-loss teams are really fighting to make sure they get these. So it's a big weekend. Well, before we jump in there, can I just talk about my pick for the World Series?
Yeah, go for it.
I've said that it was going to be the Astros and the Dodgers in the World Series. Everybody's talking about Cubs and Yankees and hoobada-hoobada. I said, none of that matters. It's going to be Astros and the Dodgers. And then I said, and it will be the Astros. So yesterday in L.A., the Astros tied up the series, and they beat the Dodgers in the 11th inning. You're talking about overtime, 7-6. Yeah. Just saying.
Oh. Well, you were right last night, but you were wrong the first game. And so
I don't think I picked the Astros.
Yes, you did. You picked
the Astros.
In the Heat. Yes.
Did
I thought you did.
I don't remember.
Okay, well, either way, they did tie up the series, and that's what's awesome is it really was a great game. 11 innings, which we all know it's 9 innings in the majors. You go into extra innings, and the Astros made a come-from-behind win, 7-6. They were swinging that bat.
Well, everybody's bats were hot because every time I thought the Astros put away, the Dodgers were swinging back at them. I watched every second of that game.
It was a great game. Yeah, it was a great game. But that's to be expected. It's the World Series, and it should be. So,
well, is there any other MLB news?
Yes. Well, you mentioned the Yankees and how disappointed the Yankees were this year that they didn't make it to the World Series. And, poor Joe Girardi, who I honestly think is a heck of a manager, but he's been there for 10 years. He brought them a World Series championship
in 2009.
In 2009. Wasn't that long ago, folks. Right. But they just weren't happy with what he was doing, and they let him go. And so he took over for Joe Torre, who everybody knows is a Hall of Fame manager in his own right, won a ton of championships with the Yankees back in the day. Him and now I can't think. There's a lot of players. Derek Jeter, thank you. Derek Jeter were paired for all those championships. But so Joe Girardi took over for Joe Torre, 10 years in the making, and they were this close, but they decided to let him go. So that was breaking news this morning, but it is what it is. That's the professional world.
You know what? You're going to get what you deserve for doing that. That's all I'm going to say to Yankees fans. Let's talk about college football now. Let's go.
Let us transition to college football, as we're not going to go through every ranked game or other games going on this weekend, but there are some matchups.
There's some great matchups.
We want to definitely bring up starting tonight. We've got a Pac-12 showdown with Stanford and Oregon State, and we'll list the games, and then we'll kind of go back through our picks. And then you have Okie State, West Virginia, Penn State, Ohio State. That's going to be a good one. Georgia, Florida. That's always a good rival game. TCU, Iowa State. That now, over the last couple of weeks, has definitely turned into a big-time matchup. NC State, Notre Dame. That's going to be one that you could say generally isn't a big one, but this year it is.
Huge implications.
Then you've got UCLA, another Pac-12 showdown. UCLA and UW, Washington, University of Washington. Then Georgia Tech and Clemson, ACC showdown. That's going to be a good one. And then as we
got some unranked teams that I think are interesting to talk about.
Some Big 10 and Big 12 here. Nebraska at Purdue. Both teams are kind of in the same position, need this win here. Rutgers, Michigan, not so much of a good game, but Michigan needs wins regardless. A lot of people are talking about Harbaugh and what he's doing and not doing. Then you've got big rival game here, the Sunflower Showdown, K-State, KU. That's going to be always a fun matchup. K-State will need this win just to kind of solidify some things. And then you've got Texas and Baylor, which generally tends to be a good game, but this year I think that it's amplified a little bit because both teams are kind of in the same position.
They are in the same position.
A lot of good games to talk about here. Let's go ahead and go through some of these here. What is your thoughts on Stanford, Oregon State?
I don't care.
Okay.
No, but you know,
we have to care since we have it on the list.
No, what I'm saying, no, I don't mean it like that. I'm saying my thoughts are, to me, the Pac-12 this year is such a sleeper conference. I just really do not. I mean, it's hard for me to get up for this game.
Sure.
I'm just going to pick Stanford. They're ranked. They're number 20th team in the country. Oregon State has nothing for them.
Yeah.
Stanford. I will say this. They're running back that backed up Christian McCaffrey, who's finally in the spotlight right now.
Yes.
I am rooting for that young man. But I'm going Stanford here.
Ditto. Not much else to say there. Oregon State's a mess. Stanford should win big.
All right. So number 11, Oklahoma State at number 23, West Virginia.
Yep, West Virginia.
Did you hear I said West Virginia? Now all my Texas came out West Virginia.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was in South Texas for a long time. Oklahoma State at West Virginia. What do you think?
I'm going to go Okie State here. We made this prediction a couple weeks ago when it was West Virginia, Texas Tech. It's going to be the exact same outcome. Same team, same game. Both teams have high-powered offenses. But I'm going to stick with Oklahoma State. I really think Oklahoma State needs to get this win. How about you?
I'm ditto with you, and I kind of think for the Big 12 in the national conversation, Oklahoma State needs to get it.
Right, I agree. All right, well, let's go ahead and talk about Penn State and Ohio State.
Number 2 versus number 6.
Big-time showdown here. What are your thoughts as Penn State has to travel to Ohio State?
I think it is hard to win in that horseshoe.
Yeah.
I think Penn State is a very good team. They may be one of the best teams in the country.
Yeah.
But I just don't think Urban Meyer's going to get beat at home. And I think that these are the rivalry games. Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan, and Michigan State. Those 4 teams are always going to give each other their very best. And I think Ohio State's going to pull it out.
It's going to be a great game. Penn State's going to have their hands full with Ohio State. I do, however, think Penn State is going to win this game. I think this is going to solidify their season. Ohio State is going, to me, they haven't been that impressive this year. Blowing out Nebraska, beating whoever they've been beating. To me, that's not much of a
well,
news
don't forget
story.
Oklahoma came in and showed them how to play
football. And they did. I just still, right now, I don't believe in Ohio State. I think by default they're number 6. But I think they're going to play extremely hard. Urban Meyer is going to have those guys ready to play. But I do think Penn State's going to win close.
Okay, that's a good one. All right, so now we got the Georgia-Florida Battle Lions growing, but the Bulldogs have to come into Gator Country. So what are you thinking about that?
I think Georgia's going to blow this one out of the water. I don't think this is going to be a close game. I think it's going to be tight for a little bit, but I think Georgia's going to go ahead and win this one.
I think I have to agree with you. Florida is 3-3, and I know they're at home, but the Gators just have some more holes to fill.
Yep.
I'm absolutely rooting for Mark Richt.
Yep.
But I don't think they're there yet.
Well, Kirby Smart.
Kirby Smart. I would say Mark Richt.
Yeah, well, he was at Georgia.
Yes,
exactly.
But Kirby Smart, yes. I just think there's holes to fill that they haven't filled yet.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, TCU, Iowa State, another Big 12 showdown. Again, generally this game, you could say it's not much one to be excited for, but this year it is. Iowa State's playing really good football. What are your thoughts on this one?
Well, you got number 4 TCU, and then you've got number 25 Iowa State. I am conflicted, Adam, because I want a Big 12 representative in that Final Four this year.
I agree.
And TCU right now looks like our best chance. They're undefeated. But Iowa State, you have to love them. You have to root for them. They got a young, great coach, and they are just shocking people. And we talked about this last week. Name one starter on that team. You can't because they're playing team ball. It doesn't even matter who's up. They're just playing for each other, and that's the kind of team you want to root for.
Correct.
Iowa State is at home. I think I'm picking the upset here, and I'm going with Iowa State.
I'm going to go TCU, but close. It's going to be a tough road game for TCU, but I'm going to go TCU here. All right.
I'll introduce it. We got NC State, number 14, at number 9, Notre Dame. What are your thoughts?
It's going to be a close game as well. NC State, generally, this won't be a conversation, but I think NC State's going to give Notre Dame all that they have, and I'm going to go with the upset here and go NC State.
I'm going to go Notre Dame at home. Well, let's do rapid fire.
Okay.
UCLA at Washington.
I'm going to go UW here.
I'm also going UW.
All right, Georgia Tech, Clemson.
I'm going Georgia Tech.
Yeah, the upset. Going Georgia Tech here. All right, Nebraska, Purdue, our hometown team. What are we thinking?
I have to pick Nebraska because they have to win.
Yes, this is a must-win for Nebraska. Going Nebraska on the road.
All right, Rutgers at Michigan.
Not much of a conversation.
Michigan.
Yeah, and then K-State, KU.
K-State.
Yeah, K-State all the way, and then Texas, Baylor. What are your thoughts?
I'm going to go with a close game, but I'm going to go Texas, even though they're on the road at Baylor.
I agree. I think Baylor's going to give them all that they can handle, but I think Texas is going to come away with this dub here. So,
hey, we got them all in. Look at us. Woo! Right on time.
Well, this is a great weekend for sports. Again, we got the World Series going on. College football is
NBA
really,
National Drama Association is still going on.
You can't even get into that right now, but this is just a great time of year.
Hockey, soccer, basketball, football.
Just go Sporting KC. They got a big game this weekend. So we want to say we appreciate your time, folks, and we'll see you again. Thanks for watching.